Welcome everybody back to another Goldcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, episode 5. What happened last time?
Last time, we started in on a new plot.
With
Koga?
Koga.
Koga.
Sure.
Sure.
I forget, that's her last name, but I forget her first name.
Koga. Anyway, she didn't want to get asked out by a guy, and now she's working at the same restaurant as Sakuta, which is somewhat problematic because they were like about to date, and then they didn't because on the third go around of the day, which is funny because I called a time loop earlier,
but it had nothing
to do with that, but there was still a time loop, which is kind of funny. But I'll call that a win for me.
I call it a fluke. That's what I'll call it.
So now we're gonna see what happens in this episode, and we'll see
what happens in this episode. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's go. Uncut's and early on Patreon, 1 week ahead. Check that out. This is not Market Substitute. Come to hear what we have to say, not to watch the show. Support the official release. So you think she and Bunny Girl Senpai are not related whatsoever? Really? Even though they look almost identical, the main character fell in love with both of them. Both of them disappeared from everyone else. You don't think they're related whatsoever?
No.
You think it's the blonde girl?
What is? The sister?
Her.
I don't think that's the blonde girl.
Oh, okay. But you think her sister is the blonde girl.
I was wondering if my sister was the blonde girl, or if that was an unrelated girl.
I revoke all of your big brain points. Everything. If those two girls are related, I'm calling it right now. I just think the fact that she said she had a sister from a different marriage, that opens it up to a new name, and the other girl had a different last name. Oh shit! You were right. I thought that I thought she was gonna be out of the picture.
No.
Yeah, it's garbage. Get wrecked.
I like how he just still doesn't have clothes on. She's so cute.
That's kind of nice. She's pretty hot. And thus the harem began to form. A plot-relevant excuse for a guy to go on a date with another woman.
Unless.
He has a girlfriend? She actually moved to Alaska last summer. Oh yeah, I got a girlfriend. I'm gonna dump her though. She's not putting out. She's from another school. You wouldn't know her.
愛いな。
可愛いって言うの。
ミニスカートじゃないのが減点だけど、生足だから許す。
足ばっか見るのも禁止。先輩の相手教えてもらってない。
ないよ、そんなの。
He doesn't have a phone.
何それ、どういうこと？一丁からどうやって生きたの？
すまるのか？
死ぬよ。
Maybe that's why he's special. That's his special factor why he's able to see all these people. He doesn't have a phone.
No
5G isn't
distractions.
polluting his brain.
みんな起きてるのに私だけ寝るなんて無理。
動物の面白動画は暇な時でいいだろう。
みんな見たことあるって言ってたし、話に入れないと困る。レナちゃんのおすすめなんだよ。
またレナちゃんね。
そうだ、感想。最後はあちらの台から取り込みに挑戦してみました。あのペンギン、なんか先輩っぽい。
小川の元気な
何ついていってるペンギン。
お尻も大きいしな。
真面目な話だったのに。
うん。
みんなに笑われても平気で。ほんと先輩そっくりじゃん。
どうした？
She just like saw herself and got sad. What were you like back in middle school?
芋だろ。
だから見せたくなかったんじゃん。
自分で見せといて。
だからいろいろ研究したの。初めてメイクして、おしゃれな美容院に行って髪型変えて、服もファッション雑誌読んで真似し、言葉も特訓して、そしたらこんな風になっちゃった。
Stress. You did all that and you're all stressed out and can't live a life that you're happy with.
すごく好き。
だったら何悩んでんだよ。と丸出しで本当の自分はこんなんじゃないとか思ってるんだろう。
ひどっ。
前がどうだろうと、今のその姿が古賀だよ。きっかけはどうあれ、古賀はなろうと思って努力してそうなったんだろう。今の自分は気に入ってるんだよな。それなのに本当の自分じゃないとか。
なんか悔しい。先輩に言いくるめられたみたいで。
行くぞ。ほら、次は江ノ島だろ。知り合い？
クラスメートの米山さん。米山さん。古賀さん。一周回ってありの先輩。
本当に浸透してるのか。
いいよ。古賀さんは柏さんのグループだし。
I just want her to be friends with this girl and have a real friend. That would be nice.
ストラップなの。今の友達とお揃いにしたやつ。クラゲの人形がついてて。
この辺に落としたのは間違いないのか？あれじゃないか。
Close call. Fucking idiot.
Is she
風邪ひいたか？
sick from falling in the water? It's not really how that works, but alright.
食べる。
あんの方が良ければしてよ。
食べにくいからいい。休んだらみんなの話についていけなくなるもん。
一日くらいで？
その一日が命取りなの。
保健室で寝てたら一緒だろう。
今も保健室に教室のみんなにどう思われてるのか気になってる。
Yeah, this is an incredibly healthy way to live.
先輩が
But you chose it, right?
みんなに変な目で見られたりされたりしてどうして平気なの？
別に全人類に好かれるために生きてるわけじゃないし。
私はみんなに好かれたい。
僕はたった一人でもいいけどね。世界中に嫌われたとしても、その一人が必要としてくれたら生きていける。
Yeah.
はいこれ。
It's at the point where she's getting stressed out just from not being at school, like, for fucking 2
And
hours.
peaches.
今夜はこれを小賀だと思ってる。
Okay, Peaches. Shout out to Brian and Pewd.
わほー言ったくせが私
またご謙遜を。
その返しおかしい。
Says he'll eat the peaches and think of her. Weird.
まだ振られてない嘘だ。だって桜島先輩だよ。芸能人だよ。桜島って言われたの？
それは。
You know what? Now that you mention it.
先輩の気のせいだって。
It's just you.
告白するときは努力するよ。
You're right, it's not exclusive. So I can do whatever I want.
Seems legit.
さんのこと考えてた。撮影は楽しいですか？
楽しいわよ。サクとはやりたい仕事
将来はサンタクロースに
What?
バレたか
Nice.
I love how she has the most extra coffee setup in the world.
Mm-hmm.
教室にいなかったからさ例の1年生のところそっちかあずさ川が来たら伝言しておくけど双葉いるか
Multiple angles. Oh my god.
That was good. Don't be oddly concerned.
見てると思うぞ双葉の気持ちになんか取り込み中みたいだからまた今度なさくた
Does he have a girlfriend?
相変わらずイケメンなやつだな
They said previously that he has a girlfriend.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Didn't she like lecture Sakata about being
Yeah.
a piece of shit? Oh God.
私前にも言ったよね。ユーマに近づかないでって。
僕が聞いたのはシャベンだったと思う
同じことでしょ。あと、あの物理実験室の女は何？ユーマとどういう関係？よく話して。あずさ川も仲いいんでしょ。いいから答えて。
カリカリして
死ね。今すぐ死ね。
She's in a constant state of constipation.
どれよ
Nice one.
古賀さんだけどさなんだよよくない噂が
Oh Jesus.
サセコだとかビッチだとかサクタとやりなんだそりゃ俺も部活のページで知ったんだけどさサクタ
That fucking guy.
先輩のことを聞いたよな
This has backfired spectacularly. This is what you get for lying to save face, is it backfires on you because you're fucking lying to people. It just creates more trouble than it's worth.
先ほど鹿児島から戻りました。一応報告しておきます。
You're not gonna call your girlfriend back? Well, she's not technically my girlfriend at this point. I've been on more dates with Koga at this point. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, see, look what happened.
最近の一年はお盛んだな今笑ったよなまだ笑ってますけど何かふざけてんのか
Jesus Christ.
バカにしてるだけです
That escalated, like, immediately. This guy's really quick to blows.
Yeah.
やんのか
Right in the face, right in the face. Follow up. Follow up drop kick. Yes!
Oh!
Yes!
顔がいいですよ昨日
Oh, you like how Mai's watching? Did you see that?
ふざけてるのはそっちでしょアホなことするな生き方がダサすぎる
Hit him where it hurts. Hit him where it hurts.
これだけは言わせてもらいまくって冗談じゃない僕はどう知るか
That's a pretty epic way to diffuse the whole situation.
本当に彼女って感じだった。大事にされてる感じだった。
1学期はそうする約束だから
Just to be clear, this was all fake.
僕は完璧主義だからさ
スケート
なんだそれ
先輩そがんことも知らんとねつまんないって意味
And he comes crawling back. Oh, never mind. I thought it was gonna be the dude.
前澤先輩には幻滅だって
その程度の憧れだったってことだ
Exactly, just like her entire personality is superficial.
トイレか
違う私したことないから
何を
私処女だからね
I never would have guessed in a million years.
笑うとかひどくない
信じてると思ったか
思わないけど信じてたら嫌だなってみんな中学の時にいたって言う前もいたよねあのさ先輩
You're fighting yourself.
私先輩にどうやって恩返しすればいい
じゃあ
Never talk to me again. That's how you can pay me back.
いや
You like your shirt?
Cute.
Jealousy. It's not so fake anymore, is it? What'd you think of that one?
She's catching feelings.
Never saw that one coming. Hey, let's fake date for like, how long was it?
The entire semester?
Yeah. and let's, and then
Let's
we'll just
date,
cut it off right there.
Let's fake date, but not even actually fake dating.
You just
like,
actually
like
go on
actually
dates.
Go on
like
dates.
they didn't have to actually go on dates. They went on dates. They were dating. They just were dating and said that it was fake until she started to fall for him.
I wanted her to like be friends with the girl with the glasses that they met on the beach.
But they were like it's weird how like they out in the open say, "Oh, you're part of their group, so we can't hang out," or something. It was
that's kind of
wait, so you just can't hang out if you're not a part of the same group? That seems kind of weird. I don't know.
Yeah, but she is actually a nice person when she's not. I feel like that moment was to show us that she's genuinely like cares about other people.
Yeah.
In a real way, not just about making them happy so they don't hate her.
Yeah.
Like that was just a really wholesome moment of like, oh yeah, we'll help you out. Mm-hmm. To show that she's not just totally
selfish and in it for herself. Yeah. I never thought she was selfish.
No, I never thought she was, but it's just like it just kind of makes it more sad that she's so wrapped up in it and they so don't care about her.
Yeah.
And after she went through like all the trouble of like getting a new outfit and changing the way she talks and her hair and everything. Yeah. Yeah,
and then she's like, and then that his advice was so weird because it was like, I mean, it makes sense the way he said it. It's just like, well, you changed all that and like you went through all this effort to like change who you were and now you like it, don't you? Well, then that's fine. But it's fucking not because she's like so stressed out and freaking out constantly. She can't have a moment alone without worrying about wasn't that what she was doing? And he was just like, can we just talk like last episode?
Yeah,
like get off your phone. It's because
she thinks that if she doesn't respond, like she stayed up, she was like super busy and like staying up all the time because if her friends are awake, she thinks she has to be awake or she'll miss out
on something. And
since she's like the bottom of the group, she thinks they'll like kick her out.
Yeah. In my experience, like if you're ever at the bottom of a hierarchy like that, it's generally because you don't like the only thing you bring to the table is really caring about your place in the hierarchy. It's like your entire hobby and everything that you do outside of just hanging out with people is worrying about how you're doing in terms of those relationships. Like you don't have something that you do on the side that's like kind of interesting or like that you care about outside. So then people are just kind of like, well, then what the fuck what do you bring to the table? Do you just only care about what I think of you? You don't have, like, if we're talking and you're just talking about, like, whatever, like, what you think about other people and like, talking about judging other people and, how people, like, what you want people to see about you or, like, if you, or just about, you don't have anything to say that's like about you or bring anything interesting to the table. There's no like, there's not an equivalent exchange there. Then it's easy for people to be like, well, then what the fuck? What are you good for?
At the same time, these girls seem like they don't really care about anything other than being popular.
That's true. In which case, fuck them. But it's weird that the show didn't quite say it like that. Yeah. Isn't that weird that like their thing? I guess it kind of came around full circle because his initial advice was like, well, if you did all that and you're happy, right? And then she's like, yeah, I'm happy. I'm glad with what I am. And then, okay, well then that's fine. And then walks away. And then turns out no, it's turning out horribly. And then I'm not happy with it. And then, well, yeah, I guess that's what. Then maybe you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. Mm-hmm.
And this whole thing with the girlfriend. What's this guy's name? The friend's name?
Kanami?
Yeah, Kanami's girlfriend.
I think. Kamisato? I don't fucking know. I don't know.
Anyway,
I can't remember.
The friend's girlfriend just being crazy again. She was constipated this time.
Yeah,
confirmed,
instead of on her period.
And, yeah, she's just crazy, apparently. And
Yeah, no shit.
yeah, I don't know why this guy is dating her. He seems like just a normal dude.
Yeah, why are all the girls fucking psychos in the show? Like, all the girls are psychotic in this show. Maybe it's because there's only 2 guys. Like, so then all the conflict is coming from girls. But like, Sakuta is fine. He's got his own shit, but like he's not ill-meaning. He's not wrapped up in what other people think of him. And then his best friend is just normal guy, fun-loving guy. Well, actually, then there's the other basketball player guy. He's a piece of shit. But 66.6% of the guys in the show are just fine.
Here's the thing: if you're a main character, then you're nice and a normal human being. And if you're not, if you're the antagonist, then you're just like out of control. But maybe that's how it is, because we talked about this with Beastars as well, and some people in the comments were saying that it's like bullying can actually just be that crazy and that like overt in Japan.
Yeah.
So it's I think it's also a culture thing.
Even still, like, they say it's a culture thing, but I don't know how many of our viewers have actually been in high school in Japan, or if they're just going off of anime.
No, those were, like, the comments on Beastars were from people who actually live in Japan.
I stand corrected. I'll take their word for it. But, yeah, so that's different. So then maybe, yeah, sure. But, yeah, it's just so, like, the bullying thing I can get, it's just, like, what Koga was going through is, like, that's universal. That's like out of high school. I think that out of high school, people just learn to live with stuff like that. They just sort of find their own way. Or it's just not as big of a deal because you have a life outside of it and people have other things to think about rather than just what
it
what
depends
what
you do, because I think
depends
some
on what you
people
do.
stay with that like forever. Like some people who work in an office
Yeah.
get like totally wrapped up in like office
politics,
drama,
yeah.
and it's just like,
But then that's just pathetic and
yeah,
dumb
I know, but I'm saying it's mostly a high
common.
school thing, but some people
It is universal.
never grow out of that.
Yeah.
But it is more common in high school because people just don't know.
They just don't have anything else to do.
Yeah.
It's like they're forced to be at the same place all day. They don't have a choice. So
and if people are if the options are get
inevitable.
bullied or be friends with these shitty people.
That's what people think the options are, but again, and it's an issue of perspective, but just like the person who works in an office and doesn't give a shit about the office politics, those aren't the only options. The other option is don't participate in shit that makes you feel like shit. Don't participate in a system and in a hierarchy that only seeks to, like, is like a rat race for you to farm fucking validation points from other shitheads who have nothing going on in their lives. How about, like, go work outside of that and better yourself and create a life that you actually want to live for yourself and have some sort of intrinsic sense of value rather than just living for what other people think of you, something that you can't control, something that you can't fix. It's dumb. And if you're an adult, if an adult cares way too much about, like, what other people think of them all the time, like, in that situation, then it's not like I think I'm better. It's just that I think that that's really sad that they're, like, so wrapped up in, like, oh, you really care about what fucking Karen thinks about you in accounting. Like, that's your, like, focal point. You're so wrapped up in it that that's, like, everything. Some cases it can be different. Some cases it's, like, it can affect your job. Like, it can affect your level of employment if, like, people just fucking hate you. That can be something. But that's different than, like, it being personally meaningful to you. And, like, it affecting your sense of self-worth. It's, you know, it's not a matter of, yeah, I don't know. It's not the right way to live as far as I'm concerned. That's my opinion. People can disagree, but I don't think that that's the right way to live. And, I'm guilty of it too. I really care about what people think about me sometimes. I really, you know, seek that validation. I've been that guy before. I've gone on my own journey, but it's, you know, it's through my own experience that I've arrived at that conclusion. So I'm not, like, exempt from that, but that's just my opinion, I guess. Mm-hmm. And it just shows, like, this is a perfect depiction of, like, what that can mean for somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough. It's a rough trap. It's kind of like a trap, like, you're kind of trapped in there because you can't, like, once you're, like, if you're just not in it from the start, well, then that's just kind of fine. But, like, she's like so in it that she like if she were to go out, it would massively change the way she lives her life.
Yeah.
And although it might be better in the long run, it might not feel great like at the time. So like why and like I think the logic of her and people like her, it's like, well, if this is just gonna be for the like till high school ends, why don't like this is just how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna struggle through this, and it's gonna be kind of shitty, but at least it's better than it could be, and then I never have to see them again.
Yeah.
And then either actually they actually go through it and
change the way they are magically at the end of high school. They just don't
and,
stop caring about that.
Well, that's
type
the
of
problem.
Shit.
Like then they arrive at that point, and then it's like, well, then what now?
Well, go to college, or I get a job, and then I'm wrapped up. It's just because at that point, if you spend your whole upbringing living that way, then it's not just, you can't just like, okay, once I stop going to high school, immediately now I'm a different person and I don't care about that type of shit. It can be a hard choice to like, and it's not really a choice. It's a change in perspective. And it requires like more than just, I'm not going to care about this anymore. It requires an experience like this where you meet somebody who has a different perspective, where, because she clearly wasn't even thinking there was another way to do this, and that's I bet that's really common, where, you know, she doesn't consider that there's another way to live where you just don't care about what people think. She was driven to the point where she's like, oh yeah, my choice, these are my choices. It's A or B. A is get bullied and fucking feel resentful and be scorned by everyone. B is be everyone's lapdog and not actually have a personality, but just live to gratify other people and sort of fight to get a place in the social hierarchy that ultimately is meaningless. Those are her options. It's kind of, you're damned either way. But the other option is there's another way, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the way he's living his life. It can, you know, you can do something else, and you know, it's just, that's the thing, is she clearly wasn't living. But the point is, she couldn't have, I don't think she could have just made the decision on her own. She has to have an experience like this where she sees the worst it can get and sees that somebody else is living life a different way.
Yeah, I really wonder if we're gonna go back or not. Like if she like,
I think it's over.
How this timeline, what?
I think that's over.
Going back?
I think so.
Okay.
That's my guess. I don't know. I'm
just wondering how they're like, if they literally are just gonna fake date till the end of the semester. I hope not. I hope there's like, something happens. She thinks about it enough that she is okay to not do that.
I think that was like the end of this arc, and they probably, I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe they're still fake dating, but I don't see the point of it anymore, because the whole reason that it was happening was that her friend liked this guy. Now that her friend doesn't like this guy because of her vain bullshit, there's no reason for her, and the guy clearly doesn't want her anymore, so fuck it. There's no point for them to be fake dating.
Yeah.
And he obviously wants to be with Mai, and although she's like all over the place, she still wants to be with her most of all. So yeah, that's it. I don't know. I think that's done. But I wonder who's gonna be. I hope we go with Futaba next, because she's best girl in my opinion. She's girl
pretty cool.
She's awesome. She's funny. She's really cute, and I don't know. She's nice, and she's really interesting, and she's really like, she's just funny. Like the way she's just like, I don't want your advice right, or I don't want such a logical suggestion right now.
So true. So true.
He's like, well, here's the answer to the question, to your entire situation. Well, fuck, man. I didn't need to hear that from you.
That's us, not like in a situation like that. But if I'm upset about something, I don't want your logic, but you always come in with like a logical explanation, and I'm just like, no, that's not what I'm looking for. I just want to feel sorry for myself.
I just want to wallow in self-pity and have you validate that. I don't want you to help solve my problems. I just want to have them exist so I can feel like shit to myself. Where I'm just like, why do you want, what about this is good? But it's, I don't get that catharsis. I think that's the difference, is you get a catharsis out of like, sort of having something like that and then just kind of working through it and like processing it, whereas I'm just like, I don't want to process this bullshit. Can we just get it over with? And, like, what's the quickest way to get this problem removed from my life so I can do what I want to do? That's my idea. So then when you say, like, I hate this, I'm just like, well, fucking stop. And then you're just like, well, so yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
See you in the next one. Bye-bye.